Yay Media Group.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
And with that, the 2024 season has come to an end. And this is the last podcast ever of 2024. Dun dun dun. Guys, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a beautiful Happy New Year. And we're done. We're officially letting you go for the last 2 weeks.
See you next year.
2024. Yeah, guys, this is it. This is our last podcast this year. We just want to be so honest and thankful to you guys, because without you, we wouldn't have done it again.
Yeah, why this is the last podcast of the year? You know, we're going to take Christmas off, and then we're going to take New Year's off, guys. I think, first of all, our editor, shout out to Ian, he told me in the message, he's like, it's well-deserved. And I was like, you know what? It is. Like, I can count maybe on my fingers, on my hand, not on my fingers, on my hand, the amount of times we've missed this year.
And
I would say 5 out of 52 weeks.
Oh, damn.
I would say we've missed 5 episodes this whole year. And you know what? I know also you guys are super busy traveling with family. So realistically, you might not even have time to see the episodes. So I was like, you know what? We will get a little break, and then our audience gets a little break. So then in January, we missed each other and we come back stronger than ever.
Yes, and just put your seatbelt on, guys, because you don't even know what's coming in January.
What?
Well, they don't know, so we can't tell them.
I don't know either.
Anyways, guys, this year has been a really good one. I feel like every year the trials are harder, but they keep getting better. You know what I mean?
The rewards are better.
Yeah. So
no fisherman became a great fisherman on steady seas. Does that make sense?
Okay, I like that.
Like Moana wouldn't have became a good what are they called? Travel fisher, sailboat person if the ocean was just calm all the time. You need the ocean to be rough and teach you lessons for you to improve as a person.
Yeah. Damn, and that's what life is, guys. So don't think that if you're struggling, you're the only one, because everybody's struggling, just not everybody talks about it, you know? And I feel like we talk about that a lot on this podcast, but it's so true. You don't know, like, usually people don't talk about their struggles until they're already like successful in other things, you know, because then they'll be like, oh yeah, I started this business and I failed it and I didn't become a millionaire till I was 45, you know. So just hang in there. I hope that, you know, with the holidays coming up, even though it can be an anxious time for everyone, you just, you know, sail through it and catch yourself at the end in 2025. That's crazy. 2025. And we're going to
catch yourself at the end of 2025?
Yeah, because who else is going to catch you?
God.
Okay, I'm talking about... Anyways,
guys, we're going to recap this whole year, starting off with, like, we're going to recap the juiciest things that happened to us this year, obviously based on the title, and let's just dive right into it. I think we started off the year great, and you know what? God listened to me with this right here. I always talk shit about January because I feel like everyone hates January, right? And because it's such a long, boring month. January feels longer than the whole rest of the year. Literally. Tell me no. So then I was like, I hate January. If you were born in January, that sucks. Like, it sucks. And then I feel like God gave us like a little like tease at the beginning. He's like, all right, here's your dog, your puppy. He's going to be born January 15th. That's his birthday. So that's something we look forward to. You know, January 15th, we do a little cake for Ozo. We go to this one spot that's like 40 minutes away. That is the only spot that sells cake for dogs. So we always get him a cake. And then I was like, you know what? It's still kind of boring, you know?
Yeah. Because it's at the beginning of January, so you still have like another 3 months from
It's right in the middle.
15? It's kind of 30, at the beginning. Oh, right in the middle.
Minus 15. Anyways, I know what you're saying.
Wait, is there 30 days in January? That's crazy.
But then there's 30 days in every month except
Well, I thought 30 or 31. How many are there in January? 31?
I think 31.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
anyways, not in the middle, in the beginning.
And then, boom, comes our little boy, and he's born at the very end of January.
Oh my
so
gosh.
That's 2 things that we have forward to looking for. But now it's getting to the point where it's actually sad.
Yeah.
Again. Especially this year. I feel like this year, babe, it's going to hit. Well, for me, I want to speak for myself.
I'm already sad.
January is going to freaking suck because we're officially. I heard of this one time and it couldn't be more true. A newborn is from 0 to 30 days. And then a baby is 30 days to 2 years. And then a big boy, like a kid, is 3 years and up. And like, I see that. Like, I feel like as soon as Franco, like, I told Blanca, I was like, I want to make this a tradition. And by tradition, I mean, like, well, just if we only have 2 kids, it only happened twice. But, like, the night before Franco's 3rd birthday, I want to, like, do, like, a lantern thing and let it float, like, saying bye to his childhood.
That like, is the saddest thing you could ever say, and I'm going to cry.
Why?
You didn't tell me the lantern stuff?
Not childhood, but, like, baby. Like, I feel like
babyhood.
He's no longer a baby. And right now, he's already showing signs. You guys know how much he talks, how much he's so big. Like, Blanca put on this outfit today with, like, these big shoes that fit him already. And, like, he looked like such a big boy. And he was telling me, like, snitching on his mom that his mom didn't want to buy him the toy that he wanted from Target. So then she bought him this other dinosaur instead. And I was like, there goes your baby. The baby that hugs you, that runs up to you, that, like, you're still his everything is soon going to turn into this kid that, like, doesn't want anything to do with you, you know?
That is so sad.
So, yeah, I was like, we have that with Franco, then we'll have that with Belen, and it'll just be something special that maybe my kids will pass it on, you know? And I just feel like it's true. Like, after 2 years old, like, 3 and up, they're not babies anymore. And so, obviously, you know, we say our kids will always be our baby, but it's sad.
Yeah, when they start growing up, it starts getting crazy. But basically, we start the year off January 2024. I'm pregnant with Belen. We are thinking, going back and forth. Do you want a birthday party? Do you want to go to Disney? You know what? Let's just throw him a birthday party. Let's rent him some reindeers. It's going to be a blast. 2 nights before his birthday party, let's go to Disney. I'm like, bro, really? But then we're like talking about it, like, it's our last trip with him as, like, the only child, and it's our baby moon, and we're like, it's special for his 2nd birthday. Okay, whatever. I know, almost literally the night of his birthday party, we come home, pack, and then wake up in the morning and go straight to Disney. It was beautiful and amazing, and I feel like that is one of, like, the best things that happened to us in January, because just, like, seeing him as he grows older, how much he appreciates Disney is crazy, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like we should, now that it happened, I'm more comfortable on spilling, like, all the tea, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is the last podcast of the year, babe. So we might as well get juicy, you know?
Yeah.
So for his birthday party, we knew it was going to be Frozen theme, right? And in my head, Lolo se me vino. I was like, what if I were to get some real reindeers? You know?
And then when that came to your head, you're like, I need to do some research where I can get these reindeers, right? Yeah. Call someone right away. How much was it? $2,000?
It was way more.
$4,000.
It was way more. It was like something exaggerated. It was like $3,500 to $4,000.
And so Jonathan's like, oh, you know what, babe? Like, we're not going to Disney. We're not going to do this big hotel thing. So let's just freaking get them. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a compromise. We're not going to Disney. So, yeah, get the reindeer.
Yeah. So then the place so my thought was like, okay, reindeers, like, Christmas is over. The holidays are over. They're probably just chilling in the farm waiting till next year. So the owners, they'll take anything, right? They'll take any amount of money to just, like, have them be useful, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what other time of the year are they useful for? So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call. The owner's gonna be like, "Ahí te van, you know, just give me $200." And I'm no, guys. The first reindeer place I call, $3,500. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do these reindeer do? They better take me to the North Pole.
You can't even ride
and
them.
Have Santa tour, because I am not about to pay that, you know. So then, but they're like, you know what? That's what I usually charge, but I still can't do your weekend. I have to go to the mountains, blah, blah, blah. But here's my buddy's phone number. I call his buddy. His buddy, he's like, you know what? I can do it. It would just be 2 reindeer, and for just, like, how many hours? 2?
2.
He's like, do you remember? I want to say, was it $2,700?
I think it was $2,700.
So it was $2,500, and I still tipped him $200, and it came out to be $2,700 for 2 hours of reindeers.
And you couldn't even ride them.
And later, I mean, when I'm booking them, I'm right like, oh my God, the kids are going to take pictures. They're going to touch them. They're going to pet them. They're going to get on top of them, et cetera, et cetera. Tell me why. reindeers are the stupidest animal in this whole planet. I hate reindeer so much after this because they're so delicate, guys. I don't know. Did you know that reindeer is actually the longest domesticated animal in the world? So the humans were the first. Reindeer were the first animal that humans domesticated for like cattle, for breeding, for all that. So before cows, pigs, ducks, all that. So they're so like they're built for -degree blizzard conditions in Siberia and the North Pole. But if a little kid touches them, they could get sick and die. Or they're
allergic to humans.
They get so nervous and shy that they could have panic attacks and get sick and die. So the guy's like, I'm sorry, you guys can't touch them. You guys can't ride them. You guys can't even get too close to them. And I was like, look, man, I'm not about to pay all this money. Hey, animal rights all the way, right? But I was like, can you work with me with something? Because I'm not going to book them if they're just going to be like 5 feet apart. You know, this ain't COVID, you know? So then he's like, you know what? As long as the kids and the adults wash their hands, you guys can feed them. With your palm extended, you're not putting your fingers in their mouth. They're taking the blueberries off of your hand. We can work something out. And I was like, okay, thank you, you know? Once the guy gets there, yeah, it's like a whole badass thing. Like the trailer, I've never seen a trailer for animals so new and so sick in my life. Not even racing horses have these sick ass trailers. They get there, they bring even like little props, right? A sled.
Yeah, and they have like their own corralito.
Un corralito, and it was fun. I think it was worth it because it made that party go from like a normal kids party to like
holy shit.
We went to Jonathan and Blanca's Franco's birthday party this weekend.
Franco's Frozen themed birthday party, and Sven was there.
And Sven's were there too. And so whatever, like obviously like a good Mexican household, guys. They were there chilling. Los invitamos a comer. They were so grateful. Super nice guys. Like, so that's when like they decided to stay because, you know, Mexicans, they show up late for everything. Pusimos en la invitación de... ¿qué?
Like you have to be there at 4 if you want to see the reindeer.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got there at 6.
So then they stayed another 30 minutes extra, like for the kids and stuff. And they brought out the props and they como que ya vieron que la cosa era tranquila. So then they put on the little... muzzle, and then they took them out and the kids could like take pictures right next to them and the families. So then I tipped them, you know, $200, gave them a whole bunch of food. And yeah, and at the very end, guys, they gifted Franco his very own reindeer antler.
Yeah,
that was the
crazy.
Cherry on top. Till this day, we still have it. It means so much to us because it's so special. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. For some people, wrapping up in a blanket and drinking hot chocolate while watching a movie is the best way to spend the holidays.
Yeah, babe. How do you like to stay cozy in the winter months? Oh, babe, don't start. Don't start.
Okay. Well, babe, you know, with this new house, we actually have a fireplace. So probably just putting on a movie, getting a blanket, and laying with my son on the ground.
Kicking with my son on the floor.
I love laying down with the dogs and just enjoying the warmth from it.
With the dogs. Well, therapy is also a great way to bring yourself comfort that never goes away, even when the seasons change.
It is. I'm thankful for therapy because it really helps me vent to a non-biased third person.
And therapy brings me comfort by knowing that there's someone I get to talk to once a week, every week, and just vent.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/spillthebeans today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/spillthebeans. And it was such an amazing birthday, but I didn't know that you had that much resentment built up towards reindeer, babe. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, yeah, super amazing people, an amazing company, and like you can tell that they truly care about these animals, you know?
Yeah, if I find their information, I will put it in the description box. Hopefully I can. Please don't tell them I said that about reindeers. But I was kidding. We learned so much. Like when they breathe in through their nose, they have like an extra layer so they don't breathe in the cold air, and they actually have like 3 nostrils. And they communicate with the clicking from their hooves. Remember, she would walk and it would be like, And I'd be like, what the? And it's like, that's how they communicate, because when there's blizzard and the snow and the wind is blowing, they can't see each other. So when they're all walking, they can hear each other walk.
Oh my God.
That's so crazy,
so
huh?
cute. I love reindeer. They're so cuteness and so fragile and amazing animals. But yeah, guys, so we started our year off amazingly. And not only that, I feel like we also...
Just tell them how much money we spent that week.
No.
Because after the party...
No, honey, please don't.
The decorations, and then the reindeer, we booked
and then
a grand resort on Disneyland the very next day. Last minute. Which we've already talked about that part.
Yeah. We already told you how much we spent. It was a shit ton of money.
Yeah, go find that podcast. We don't know.
And then, not only that, we hire Yadira to come take our maternity pictures. And then we go and do all the fun things. Din Tai Fung. We get all the cool Disney merch, Yeah, so that week was kind of crazy for us. And it's crazy because, like, after the holidays, you're drained, right? Like, from parties, from food, from presents, from spending money. And then God was like, see, you want to have fun in January? There you go. You're going to get a little child there. And you're going to want to take him to Disney every year. And so... we had a beautiful, amazing January. And then we get to February, guys. And that is when what would you say, desesperación kicks in. I'm just like, this girl needs to get out of me tomorrow. I'm super tired. I'm ready to get this girl out. I'm doing everything possible while still trying to work, still trying to upload content. I literally dropped like 2 rounds of merch probably in February. And it was just insane. Like, we were just go. And then try to get this girl out. She just couldn't. Like, it's so funny because everyone's like, oh, well, your due date really isn't set. Like, that's just what doctors say. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because they told me Franco was due January 26th. He came January 27th. Belen was due March 11th, and she came March 10th. So I'm like, these doctors know what they're talking about, so there I am thinking this girl's gonna come at 38 weeks, please, I'm so tired. No, guys. So February for me was probably the longest month of the year, even though it's the shortest, because I was just so over it. Were you a little bit over it too, honey?
I can't remember, babe, and if I can't remember, I don't think I was over it.
Oh, well, that's amazing news. And then is that also when, and then February is also when we signed the lease to this studio, and we got the keys to our studio. We started moving everything in, and I feel like we were so happy around that time too, because we were like,
you're not happy no more.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, like, it felt like a whole roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, we were doing so much while you were pregnant,
Yeah, we're just trying to, and like, thank God that we did, because now that we have 2 kids, we're like, bro, we're trying to do so much, and it's way harder now. But yeah, so February was a great month for our businesses, but then the longest month just in personal life, because I really wanted Belen to be born already. But yeah, she wanted to come when she wanted to come, and then our second favorite day of our whole lives came March 10th. 2024. We had our perfect angel, Belen. That's crazy. She's literally 9 months. And she's going to be 1 soon. And she's just perfect and amazing.
Yeah. Having a girl now is so much, like, crazier. I feel like Franco was so sencillo. Like, I don't know. Just like it was easier. Belen right now is showing a lot of attitude. And she's 9 months old. So pray for me when she's older, guys. Me va a traer como ragdoll a mí. And yeah, like, I don't know, like, she was so much sassier attitude, more emotions. Right now she hates me. I'm gonna be straight up with you. She wants nothing to do with me. Like, it's so crazy, guys. Like, she punches me, she scratches me. Si la agarro a fuerzas, she'll cry for Blanca. Franco had a phase like that, but it was very short.
And it wasn't that intense.
Right now, Belen, like, if there's 30 people in the house, she will give los brazos to all those 30 but me. Like, I just don't know what it is. Maybe right now Blanca's releasing some type of fair. ¿Cómo se dice?
Hormones.
Hormones? What?
What is it called?
Something.
Sense.
Hormone? No,
Hormone?
something
Maybe.
like that. Yeah. And it's just making her go crazy, guys. Maybe it's like some sort of leap. maybe Blanca's pregnant again and she senses the other baby.
Literally. Guys, every single month I'm like, I'm fucking pregnant. Like every single month. And then my period comes, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Jonathan's getting a vasectomy tomorrow, I promise.
We're in this roller coaster of like, maybe we should have another baby. Like, wouldn't you be so cute if we had another baby? And it's going up, 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 like, and then
pregnancy's scary.
And Blanca's like, babe, I'm late. And I'm like, oh, fuck no. Like, hell no, babe, please. God, if Blanca's not pregnant, I will go get a vasectomy tomorrow. I promise. She gets her period and it's like, whew, we can rest. Don't even touch me. Don't even look at me for the next, few days. And then the roller coaster starts back up slowly, And that's just a roller coaster.
It is just a roller coaster we go through every single month. And I don't know, guys. Like, I genuinely need to shut up because I don't know. Do we want another one? Are we done or whatever? And I kept telling, because the pediatrician asked me at Belen's 9-month appointment. She was like, do you think you're done or do you want more? And I'm like, I say that I'm done right now. And she's like, really? She's like, but you make such cute babies. I'm like, I know. Like, that's literally the reason people have babies, because you just want to keep making these little bundles of love, Yeah. But then you think about it and you're like, holy shiz, this is actually really hard, Yeah,
because today I saw Franco. He was playing by himself in the living room. Independent king, he loves to play by himself, pero traía dos carritos y como que un carrito estaba persiguiendo al otro así en el sillón. So it looks super sad. In his world, like, he's having so much fun, right? But to us, it looks so sad because he's having to use like himself as the cop and then also as the robber. So like he's chasing himself. So then I'm like, babe, look at him. Like, how sad is that? Imagine we gave him another little boy he could play with. Like, the age gap would just be 3 years. Like, think about it. Once they're 7 and 10, then there's no gap really. Like, they're both having fun. But then what if we have a girl and he's double screwed, So it's, we don't know. It's just 1 to 2. I'm not scared. I wasn't scared. I can't say I'm scared because I already have her, but I wasn't too scared of the transition.
No.
Because I was like, there's still 2 parents, Blanca can handle one, I can handle the other. 2 to 3 just scares the shiz out of us because at that point, se te acaban los brazos y ¿qué haces? ¿Qué haces? Like, we don't want to be cargados with my family, with her family of like, all right, we want to have a date night. Here's 3 kids to watch, like, that's insane. Like, so we're also prioritizing our families, but also ourselves because we know we're not going to be selfish like that. So when would we ever have another date night? When would we ever go to a football game together or do stuff together,
Yeah. And that's when you hire a nanny.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could hire nannies all we want, but like, I feel like that's not the same.
Yeah, the way I was explaining to my mom, I was like, it just like breaks my heart for Franco, because it's like, okay, he was the only child for 2 years. Cool. He was having fun. Belen comes, you know what? I can tolerate her. He really loves her. And then I'm like, but then we bring another one and he's gonna be like, holy shit, like my parents just keep changing my life so much. And like, like granted, obviously they're probably gonna be besties. They're probably gonna have so much fun and we're probably giving them even a better life because they're gonna have more siblings. But I'm just like, I don't know, like it makes me sad because it's like how I always think about it. Even in my family, like we're 4 and everyone grew up in the same household, but we all grew up differently, And it's like my brother experienced things that I never experienced and he has trauma I don't have. I experienced things that he never experienced because he wasn't there maybe. And, and it's like, I don't know, like I just want to pour all of my love and all of my affection and quality time and be so intentional about raising 2 beautiful, amazing human beings. And that's my thought process when I think about it. My mom's always like, but you just have to think about like when and if another kid came, Franco's already going to be older. He's going to go off to school. You're going to have time to like hang out with these 2 little ones. And then you're just going to do the same with Belen. And then you're going to have time with this tiny little one, And I'm like, I don't know, girl, that's a little too much on my plate. My plate is already full.
Parents that listen to this and have like because I know there's a lot of older women that listen to this podcast. Shout out to you guys. We love you. What are the benefits of having a big age gap? Because from what they tell us, from what we kind of experience, there isn't one, right? Like, no. I always talk about it, how I'm 12 years separated from my twin brothers. So are you from the girls. And it sucks because they see us more as like a parent figure, not really a brother, like Cheeseman vibes and like close. And then like the traumas and all that, leaving the house. So if you out there have a gap right now and you loved it, tell us what that is, because I only say we wait 7 to 10 years for another one. we're older, we're more tired, Franco's soccer games are getting more intense, more like demanding. Belen's whatever she wants to do, school, like how we would have to neglect their for the attention of this little newborn baby, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so. If anything, I don't want a big age gap. As much for them, but as much for us.
But even then, sometimes it comes from their own kids. Like Franco and Belen could be 7 and 8, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Mom, we want a baby."
I'm like, sorry, your dad snipped it up 4 years ago.
Because guys, TMI,
yeah.
I'm just gonna spill the tea right now, and this is gonna get really like awkward and juicy, but we know we talked about this condom brand, but it's just not it, guys. Like it's the best condom brand we've had till this day, obviously, but it could be made out of thin air, and it's just not the same. I'm sorry, TMI.
Sure.
So it's like it's either gonna have to come to snipping or what? Like
no, it's coming to snipping. I'm not getting back on birth control.
But
Like Jonathan literally told me the other day. He's like, "Babe, like, I know. Like, just tell me, like, again, why you don't want to go back on birth control." And I looked at him and I was like, "I cannot believe these words are coming out of your mouth."
I just needed a reminder.
I cannot
just another
believe it.
reminder. It's been so long since we talked about it. I was just like, remind me again why birth control's bad. And then she said it like mad. And I was like, okay. I was just saying to remind me so I can keep going. Because Blanca right now is like, she's treating me like Michael Scott in The Office, where like, oh, I know she'll want a baby and she'll want me to unsnip, snip,
No,
unsnip,
I'm
snip,
not.
unsnip. And it's like, it doesn't work like that.
As soon as you get snipped up, babe, we're done. Like, we're never gonna have a pregnancy scare. We can do whatever we want, whenever we want. We don't have to be checking no flow apps, seeing if we could, you know. So it's like, do you understand? And like, we just focus on these 2 beautiful babies, and you know.
Yeah. But then Christmas is so like boring. Because what if he has to go with his girlfriend and she wants to go with her boyfriend? What are we gonna do? Play Monopoly?
We're gonna be in a yacht in Bora Bora. Anyways, guys, I feel like we have this talk a lot, and it's just true because genuinely, like, you are planning your life out. And of course, both of our babies were surprise babies, but it's like now they're here, so now we have to plan. Like, actually plan what the heck we want to do with our lives. And that's why it's so like making these drastic decisions. Do we get a vasectomy? Do we do this? Do we do that? You know, so for sure it's just like something that we talk about so often because it's just deciding the future for us, you know.
I know if you're a doctor, you probably have better things to do, but if you're a doctor or you have family that are doctors or medical, and you can answer me this question, when you have a baby, right, all the sperm that comes out of a man, is that a different variant of a baby each time, or was it always going to be, let's say, Franco, but just slightly different? Does that make sense? Or could it have been like, remember we talked about this. Say we had sex 1,000 times, or I don't know, let's just say 500 times in the last year. Was that, and we threw away the sperm in a condom, was that for like 500 different variants of a kid you could have had? Or is it always going to be one kid, just slightly different? No, it is a different, because then Franco and Belen are completely different. That's so sad to think about. But anyways, and it's so crazy to think that we got Franco on try 2,343.
You guys, like, thinking about Franco's birthday, like, I've never been this emotional about his birthday ever. Like, everyone's like, the first year, no. The first year, he don't even care. They don't even want to play with the cake that you made for them, baked straight out of your heart. Their second birthday gets better, you know, they're feeling the vibes. Franco likes blowing the candles. The third birthday, I am in shambles, because just thinking about, like, how can you not be so thankful to God for this perfect, amazing, beautiful boy that he sent us? And then he's 3, and like now he's, you know, being a little crackhead, but whatever, we love him anyways. But it's like, you just, I don't know, like, it's like how Jonathan always puts it in perspective. It's like, out of all these sperms, like, he swam and he is who we got, you know. So I don't know, I'm just a little bit emotional. I'm also getting my period in 3 days, so that's why I'm emotional too. But anyways, March comes around, completely rocks our world, changes it, and guess what? We're parents of 2 in the newborn trenches, living our best life. Damn, that's crazy to think about, babe. 9 months ago? That's crazy. What happened? What's something juicy that happened ever since Belen was born?
Well, let's say, okay, Belen was born. April rolls around. Wait, you missed out in January something also very important that we flew to Ohio for your very first collab with Pampers.
For real?
With like a big company like that. Like they flew you out, paid for our hotel. We went to their headquarters. You met, let me spill the tea on this. I don't think I've spilled the tea on this. Guys, how many times, right? Support me in the comments. ¿Cuántas veces no habla la Blanca about Aspen, right? Aspen, Ovard, this, Aspen. Who's my favorite influencer? Aspen. Aspen this. Guess who was right next to Aspen for a whole weekend?
Oh my God.
Never asked for a picture. Never had the courage to go up and like start a conversation with her. I was like, babe, you guys could be besties, right? I'm not telling you to go fangirl or anything. Just, go ask her something nice or compliment her shoes or something. Or even take a picture. Like, you're like, guys, Blanca meeting Aspen is like you meeting Bad Bunny or Drake or Cristian Nodal. Like, it's that big, So she, like, that was a big accomplishment for her. And we were really proud because not only did she get all this stuff for free, hotel, flight, headquarters, she got paid a handsome amount of money on top of that, which is like, wow. Our whole family, both my family and hers, were so proud of her.
I can't say that I regret it because I kind of don't, because I still to this day don't even know what I would say if I had Aspen over in front of me and I had to introduce myself and tell her. But man, Aspen Ovard is my Roman Empire. Ever since I started following her in 2014, probably, I think about her every single day. Not in a creepy way or whatever, but literally like growing up, she was and still is my goal. Like just the person she is, the woman she is. She doesn't give a flying F about anybody's opinions, nothing. She just lives her life however she wants. And
we're always looking for nutritious options to add to our routine. And we finally found one that tastes amazing and isn't super expensive.
Orgain has cracked the code on providing real nutrition that also tastes incredible and won't hurt your pocket.
It's a game changer.
Orgain is a leader in real protein-powered nutrition that understands that being good for you doesn't mean anything has to taste bad.
Orgain's founder, Dr. Andrew Abraham, believes that real nutrition has the power to make a difference in people's lives. He left his medical practice and founded Orgain to create foods and beverages that offer better nutrition for people everywhere.
Orgain's brand new 30-gram complete protein shakes offer protein-packed real nutrition designed to satisfy your cravings. With only 1 gram of sugar per serving, no soy ingredients, and no artificial sweeteners or flavors.
I would personally say that I struggle throughout the day, always feeling hungry. But with their 30-gram protein shakes, I just feel satisfied more often.
And while Orgain has a great selection of vegan and plant-based products, their 30-gram protein shake does contain dairy.
Orgain's 30-gram protein shakes are available at Orgain.com.
If you want to go in on the delicious protein-packed nutrition today, head to Orgain.com/spillthebeans and use code SPILLTHEBEANS for 20% off your order.
Once again, that's Orgain.com/spillthebeans for 20% off, and make sure you use our promo code SPILLTHEBEANS so they know we sent you.
It was so funny because we're getting ready to go on this trip, right? And then I told Jonathan, I was like, babe, Aspen just uploaded a story that she's packing to go on a business trip.
Yeah, that was so crazy.
And then I was like, don't you think it would be so insane if it was this one? And then Jonathan's like, nah, babe, is there any way you can like ask them to give you a list of all the influencers going? And I'm like, I don't think so. Because obviously like my managers only know so much, they just know that I'm going. And then I was like, wouldn't that just be insane? And then, yeah, sí se queda, right? Like that would be insane. But then I'm like, babe, like she's posting that she's like going, like she's at the airport right before we're at the airport. So like she's going, right?
Yeah.
And then Jonathan's like, no, that would just be so crazy.
No, look, I started to believe it because I was like, oh, she's pregnant, Pampers trip.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then I kept telling Jonathan, I was like, but also she doesn't use Pampers, So I was like, maybe they wouldn't fly someone out that doesn't use Pampers. But then we get to Ohio and it's like 4 p.m. and it's like a welcome dinner, but we had to go get shoes or something for like the next day.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just skip out on the welcome dinner. We'll go to the mall, have dinner,
optional.
Get home or get to the hotel, sleep, and we'll just wake up and be like amazing for the next 2 days. Okay. I wake up and I'm like, babe, what if right now we go down to the lobby and Aspen Ovard is sitting there? And Jonathan's like, oh, do you think, like, we were literally like, do you think she's going to be there? And I'm like, nah. Like, in my head, I was in denial. I was like, there's no freaking way she would be on this brand trip. Like, why would she? You know what? Like, she hasn't gone on a brand trip. She hasn't gone on a brand trip in so long. Like, whatever. I literally follow her every move. The elevator opens. We walk. I turn around. And guess who's sitting in the lobby along with all the other influencers? Yes, it's Aspen Ovard. And I tell Jonathan, and Jonathan, like, you guys know, he doesn't have great vision, so he has to really focus. I'm like, babe, she's right there. She's literally right there. And Jonathan's like, where? And like, obviously, we're not trying to make it super obvious. It's 7 a.m. Like, everyone's tired. We're like, okay, let's go get coffee. So we go to the coffee station, and we're like, oh my fucking God, like, she's literally right there. And from then on, that second that I told Jonathan that she was there and he confirmed it, he was like, babe, just go up to her. Just go up to her. Just go say hi. You don't have to fangirl. Just go say hi. Introduce yourself. Tell her, like, in a nice way, like, I've loved you for so long. And you couldn't talk me into it. For those,
I couldn't, guys. I freaking couldn't. That shit pissed me off. Like, imagine the opportunity of a lifetime. Like, you're not even in public. Like, you're something. And another thing, like, how do I word this without sounding así bien mamón? You know, I was like, you're not a nobody. Like, she knows that by you being here, you're just, like, you're not a nobody. You're just not another fan she met in the streets. Like, you're on a paid brand trip with her, not for her, with her. So you're right now in this trip, you're even with her, you know, like, there's just, like, she's not gonna be like, no, don't talk to me or don't ask me for a picture. It's 7 a.m. Like, in a way, like, she knows you're here and she has to respect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, she's gonna be super cool, babe. Like, trust me, like, just go say hi. You guys are both pregnant. Like, touch a topic about, like, pregnancy. How are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. No, I couldn't, guys. I was literally, at some point I was pushing her. I was like, I'm gonna push you up to her. Like,
no,
this is
at
insane.
some point he was mad at me.
Yeah,
because he was like, you literally have someone that you praise and put on a pedestal in front of you, and you're not gonna go say hi to them. Like,
no, guys, let me tell you the tea. There'd be times when, let's say we were in the panel, right, and they were Pampers was showing us stuff, but we would get breaks throughout the day, right? And did Aspen go with a friend?
Yeah, her bestie.
Her best friend, right, or whatever, her assistant.
Her best friend.
Her best friend. And there'd be times when that best friend would either, one, be talking to other people, go to the bathroom, be eating, just mingling somewhere else. And Aspen would be by her freaking self, just sitting on the couch, looking out the window with nothing else to do, just maybe on her phone, just chilling, right? And Blanca couldn't even, I'm like, babe, what are we doing here? Like that shit irked me. I'm like, you can't, like, I'm all about networking and just making friends, right? Even though I'm an introvert and it costs me a lot. But if I have to do something, I'll do it. And it's like, that's insane, babe. Like, that's insane. Like,
yeah, guys.
Anyways, yeah, I was mad. I was actually mad, but I got over it because I was like, you know what? They also say don't meet your heroes. So I was like, imagine she has a really bad experience. But
I don't know, guys. Anyways, like, I don't kick myself about it because genuinely, like, I don't know. I couldn't even picture myself. Like, usually when I'm meeting someone, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell her. And like, with her, I was just going to be speechless because to me, Aspen, like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like, to me, Aspen to me is like, but what Bad Bunny is to someone else.
yeah, like, you want to, I want to sit here and judge you, but shit, like, I don't even fuck with FaZe Rug like that or see him every day. And if I saw him get off an elevator, I would freeze. Just because I know how big he is, you know? Like,
but not because
like,
you love him, like, who he is as a person.
Yeah. Well, I think he's nice and cool.
But, like, you're not, like, what I'm saying is, like, I grew up with Aspen.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wanted her life. Like, I wanted her house. I wanted to be the mom she is. Like, she, like, in a way, she's the reason I am, like, not the reason I am who I am, because obviously when you become a parent, you're
babe,
just.
now you're glazing.
But, like, I know, but literally, like, she has been my top everything. Like, you know, so
why didn't you do it?
Because I couldn't fathom standing in front of her and be like, hi, my name is Blanca Jane. I've been watching you for 10 years and I am obsessed with you. And
God,
can we please just get a picture?
There, babe, and like,
I know, babe, it wasn't my time. It wasn't my time.
Like, I get, like, guys, I understand, like, let's say a convention, right? There's 1,000 people in one auditorium and she's over there and, like, guys, 12 people in one room at one point, and Aspen's by herself and Blanca's one of those 12 people and we're eating. Yeah, That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyways, guys, yeah, can you believe that? Did we ever not? We really never talked about this.
I don't think to this depth, like about me telling them how upset I was and youths, like, you know.
Yeah.
But
you know
anyways,
what?
we
No
need
regrets.
we need to fast forward through this bit because we're at 36 minutes. So let's just January. Belen's born in March. April, nothing. May.
We moved back to our hometown. Thankfully, God
And
bless.
July.
We're living our best freaking life. Like, nobody can ever talk me into moving back to Firestone. Nobody.
No. Shout out to Firestone.
Literally.
But we just have too much things going on.
Yeah, we moved back to our town. We are thriving. This is where we have to be. Like, this is our home, you know? Living our best life. Franco, like, absolutely loves this house. He hates our old house for some reason. He's living his best life. Belen is living her best life. What else?
Our dogs are living their best life.
Yeah, like they have friends now.
Friends.
And nothing juicy has
We got
happened.
a fish.
We have a fish, 2 snails.
1 snail.
Oh no,
No, 2. Yeah.
2. We have Corny still. Let's
Corny's
see.
thriving.
Yeah, I think like other than that.
I mean, there's obviously memorable stuff that happens with kids, right? But I would say like the big things like that, yeah.
Duh. I got my residency.
Oh shit!
Shout out.
What the hell?
Government.
You started Bell and Frank.
Oh shit! I literally did. We did so much this year, babe. It's crazy.
We did. We started a brand new business. Blanca got her residency. We went to Mexico.
We went to Mazatlan. Drove to Mazatlan. We started our weight loss journey there, obviously.
We almost bought a house.
We almost bought a house.
We built a house and we almost bought it.
And backed out.
Backed out last minute.
Oh,
why are we forgetting all this, babe? What the hell?
I have no idea.
We literally, that house was so nice, guys. But no, it's just the location.
No, I would be so sad if I was living there right now.
Really?
Yes, 1,000%.
Oh my God, it was so pretty.
Like the fact that I can, like today, I went and did so much in 2 hours.
Yeah.
It would have taken me 4 hours to do everything I
Yeah,
did
but
this
how much
morning.
money have we spent? Because we live right next to Target, right next to Juicy Seafood,
That's
right
true.
next to B-Dubs.
That's true.
Babe, you know what we didn't do this podcast? Sorry, this might be a little bit longer one, guys. Hang in with her. What we want to do, like our resolution, since it's the last podcast, we need to talk about what we want to do this year, no?
Well, that could be our first podcast of next
No,
year.
I feel like that's not like, you have to say the year, because ya no cuenta.
No.
It has to be the year before. That's why por eso te comen las uvas antes de las 12.
Okay. Well, shout out to the government for giving me my residency. Shout out to us for starting Bell and Frank. It has been such an amazing roller coaster with Bell and Frank as well. And then shout out to God for giving us 2 beautiful, amazing children. And we're so thankful. This year was amazing. And I think we're ready to start our resolutions for next year.
Yeah, guys. Shout out to God. Like, look, God is amazing and he does it all. And like, if you don't have a relationship with God, and I'm not just talking about a church one, going to mass every Sunday, but then leaving and talking shit, chismeando, being a bad person, no cuenta, guys. It just really doesn't. God is smarter than that. He knows you like in a deeper level. So like, trust me when I say just focus on relationship, because it's just so crazy. Like, I don't even know if I want to say this, but like, I feel like part of the recap should be like, every year nos va más bien, you know? And it's because every year it's a better relationship with him, you know? And it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, God is in everything, guys. And just to be like, we can't spill all the tea that happened this year, because some big things happened this year that God was like, had his hand in them, you know? And that's what we're always so like, God is amazing, because at the end of the day, like, there's so many trials that happened to us this year, and we've seen the end of it. And we've never been like, oh my God, like, where is he? Like, why didn't he show up in this? Like, he shows up in everything that we do and everything that we go through. And yeah, we're just so
like, should we just tell them quickly
what
happened?
Just don't tell. Babe, no, because
just say it, and then it all came out. Not like details. Just be like, no, I'm going to say it.
No.
Okay, whatever. But just know, guys, like, just strengthen your relationship, and like any little opportunity you get to talk about him or with someone else, do it. You know, I always like, since I'm more I was a soccer coach this year.
Bruh.
Oh my
That's
God,
crazy.
so many things. But long story short, any little opportunity I get to talk about God, now I get it. I told Jalissa the other day, I was like, babe, it's so funny because whenever my dad got into church and God and all that, siempre que salía con él y se topaba un amigo o empezaba a hablar con like coworkers over the phone, he would always kind of try to sneak in God in there. And like, I would be like, oh, that must be so annoying to be his friend because he's like, ahí viene Martin. He's only going to talk about God. And I caught myself the other day. My barber, he's a 16-year-old, very successful young barber. He was cutting my hair and I told him, I was like, he was shocked at his success. He's like, I don't know why. Usually barbers take so long in building such a big clientele. For me, it came so quickly, blah, blah, blah. And I noticed que tenía la Virgencita on his like table. And then off to the side, he also has a Bible there. And like, he's always very like, on they hosted Los Matachines this year. So they're involved with the church community. And I'm like, look, man, it's not a coincidence. Like you have God in your heart and this is how he repays you. And he was like, oh yeah, you know? So then long story short, like just do it, you know? Yeah. I don't know what else. But resolution, definitely we want to buy a house.
Yes.
But it's not, we've learned to let God have timing in things, guys.
Yes.
Because look, say we would have bought in that house and everyone would be like, oh my God, congrats, you bought a house, your first property, blah, blah, blah. We'd be miserable.
Yes.
That's what homeowners don't tell you. We're stuck to a 30-year mortgage. Yeah, you can rent it, but our mortgage was going to be almost $5,000. Where in hell are you going to rent a $5,000 house ever? Yeah. That's not a mansion.
And I just want to preface this by saying, to all of you people in my comments, well, maybe you should make your credit go better. Maybe you should work on your credit.
Take it out right now. Show them.
If you saw my credit,
show them.
If you saw our credit, you would swallow your words.
Oh, hell no.
I would cut your tongue. I'm just kidding. But shut up. Because it is not.
If you don't know.
My credit is, that is like the one thing that we pride ourselves on.
Yeah,
is our credit.
Yeah.
So shut up. It's not our credit.
Yeah,
and it was literally like the rates were so freaking insane, and they wanted like whatever. Point being, God is in the center of this, and I know it because that house was just gonna be another cookie cutter house built. It wasn't something that we get to choose the flooring, we get to do. No, it was like there's 5 things that you can choose from, like 5 models.
Here's your house. It has a view. Do you want it or not?
Literally.
Okay, I like views.
And then we went to another one. Oh, yeah. And then you can get this beautiful balcony, whatever. And then we went and we're like, well, is it going to have this? Well, no, that would be an extra $5,000 add-on. I'm like, girl, shut up. Yeah. So it's no, like God has it so well because then guess what happens? We go trick-or-treating into this beautiful neighborhood. I see these houses because we hadn't been to that neighborhood in years, right? And it was like a
development area.
It was a development
still the same
area.
Neighborhood, just the back was developed.
Yeah, like it was, it was super. Nothing was there. We get there. These houses. I left trick or treating and I told Jonathan, I was like, you know what, babe? I want to see all of these people talking when I buy this house. And we don't have like a set house, obviously, but it's like if I would have never gone trick or treating, or say that we had bought the house, we go trick or treating. I'm like, bro, I'm stuck to this 30-year mortgage, and this is the house that I wanted to buy. Like, that's crazy, So it's like literally, you just have to be patient. Be patient with everything in life because you end up like knowing what you want, And it's hard to build here in our town because there's nowhere you can build unless you're out there in the freaking, still far away from everything. So, yeah, our plan is to hopefully, God willing, if it's in our plan this year, to buy a house.
But it's no rush.
No, we're not rushing.
Like, we like the neighborhood we live in. We're saving money.
Yeah, we're not going to basically, like, with this house, we were settling. We're like, okay, we're going to write this check, drop this money, let's go. And then right now that we think of it, I'm like, no, like, I don't mind renting another year. I don't care. I'll care when the kids are going to school. But right now, I think we're chilling, So, yeah, that's one of yours. Well, ours together.
Yeah.
What else?
I think that's it. I mean, once you have healthy kids,
you
want them to keep. Much. Yeah, that's so selfish. Like, no, that's it.
That's mine too. I guess I just, you always want to be better, look better. So hoping for this year, if it's in God's plans, if it's not, whatever. I don't want to get pregnant. I want to actually work hard on my body and keep my body for a long time, because every time I'm looking snatched, I get pregnant. And that's basically mine. Bettering myself mentally and physically, and then hopefully buying a house.
Well, with that being said, guys, thank you so much. 2024 concludes right now. We appreciate every single one of you that has stuck with us for so long. Year 4, 68,000 subscribers later. And it's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy to think that, like, so many people still watch us 4 years later.
Literally.
And we never have guests that often. Maybe, especially this year, what, like 4 guests, 5, 10 maybe. And you guys are just here for us, for our conversations, our advice, our opinion, our thoughts on things, just us. Whereas like Joe Rogan, Logan Paul, Call Her Daddy, these podcasts thrive on having guests. So obviously they're going to get a lot of views. Us, we get a lot of views, in correlation to our subscribers, and it's just us. And I feel like that's such a flex, and that's such a thing that I'm so happy to brag about, because I feel like not a lot of other people can say that.
Yeah. So thank you guys, because literally it's all you. Thank you for another beautiful year. Thank you for still being here, for still following and supporting and loving us. We appreciate you so much. We love you. We wouldn't be anything that we are without you. And I think that's it for this podcast, guys. We'll see you next year.
Later.
Yay Media Group.